Pro Tem, Senator Ping Lacson is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. As usual, I will limit my interpellation to questions pertaining to the budget of the Ombudsman, as I have done so during my past interpellations of the other agencies, Mr. President. Is the chairman of the Finance Committee ready
Yes,
to
Mr.
yield the floor to the to this?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Representation.
We'll be more than happy to receive questions from His Honor, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will just cover probably 2 or 3 items in my interpellation, and we'll make this quick. The Office of the Ombudsman submitted its original proposed budget of 9.566 billion, but it was cut to 6.39 billion, or a reduction of 3.176 billion under the NEP. So, would you know the reason for such reduction?
Well, Mr. President, the reason was fiscal space, Mr. President.
As usual.
As usual, Mr. President. But we also added some amounts, Mr. President, based on the request of the Ombudsman, Mr. President.
Under the Senate version.
Yes, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Under the GAB, Mr. President, which we adopted eventually, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, almost half of the Ombudsman's operations budget goes to anti-corruption investigation, and the 2026 budget will increase by 10.4%. Yung second largest component doon sa anti-corruption enforcement program at 39.7%. So this will increase by 6% from 698.3 million in 2025 to 739.9 million in 2026. Now, among the measures of accomplishments of the anti-corruption investigation program include yung completed case build-up reports and fact-finding investigations and or lifestyle checks resulting in the filing of criminal and or administrative cases. And the second one is criminal and forfeiture cases investigated and resolved. Now, considering the scale of anti-corruption investigation and enforcement required by the Ombudsman, especially now, is the current appropriation commensurate with the demands of their mandate? If yes, why? And if not, why not?
Mr. President, the Ombudsman will always make do and try their best to work within the budget allocated by Congress to them. And but they would welcome additional amounts, especially on training and IT, to improve their capacity in the context of what's happening right now, Mr. President. So, in other words, Mr. President, they would welcome additional support because of the expected deluge of cases that will coming from the ICI or even the Senate themselves.
Have they already initiated requests for such additional budgetary?
Yes, Mr. President, they sent the Senate some amounts for requests, especially on IT, Mr. President. During the budget hearing, Mr. President, the new Ombudsman was very clear that he wants to digitalize and improve on the automation systems of the Ombudsman, Mr. President, so that they can work faster and documents will be inventoried well and kept well, Mr. President, as opposed to nakatambak lang ho sila. No? So that is main thrust, Mr.
And for
President.
the record, the Finance Committee Chair is inclined to support such additional...
Yes, Mr. President. like we mentioned, in fact, during the hearing, that was my question also. Ang konteksto ho natin ngayon, ang dami hong mga kaso. Ano ba yung mga suportang pwedeng
Yeah.
ibigay ng Senado para makarespond tayo dito sa mga kasong ipapasa? And the reply of the Ombudsman is really digitalization. And I admire that because efficiency is not just adding manpower, but looking at your processes, Mr. President. But we welcome
Yeah.
that, Mr. President.
And I assume the members of the body, I mean the Senate, will support whatever, move that you will take on the matter.
Yes, Mr. President, most
Thank you.
especially suggestions coming from His Honor, because I know that you're very passionate also in the investigation of the flood control. And eventually, the output of the Senate Blue Ribbon will land on the desk of the Ombudsman, Mr. President.
Thank you. Last item, 3 programs itong nakita namin, no? Corruption Prevention Program, development and implementation of integrity promotion programs to generate a critical mass of anti-corruption advocates in the campaign against official abuse, 44 million. Conduct of integrity assessments and corruption diagnostics to reduce the vulnerability of government agencies to corruption, inefficiency and red tape, 58.5 million. And ARAL and ASAL program, 99 million. Now, just for my education, Mr. President, can you inform us of the details of this program? You don't have to go into the minutest detail, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman. Ano lang, parang walk us through lang para may idea kami.
So, Mr. President, the Ombudsman's thrust is not only to hold people to account, but also to prevent corruption, no, Mr. President. So, yung kasabihan na an ounce of prevention is better than the cure. So, they also have prevention programs. And these are all part of their prevention programs. For example, engaging different government offices, that's part of their program. Even engaging higher education institutions. So, as young as college students, they're also engaging them to let them understand the risk and the perils of corruption, Mr. President. So ito yung part ng kanilang prevention program.
So you're particularly referring to the ARAL and ASAL program, ano, I suppose?
Yes, Mr. President. All of this program is part of the corruption prevention program. Iba-iba lang po. Yung development and implementation of integrity promotion programs, this is geared towards government offices. Tapos yung counterpart fund on the Aral Asal project per MOU between the Ombudsman and higher education institution, ito po yung sa mga college, Mr. President. In
Okay.
fact, alam ko sa ang Valenzuela was also engaged once upon a time by the Ombudsman, yung aming local university.
Thank you for the information. As a parting shot, my office has some newly discovered documents that are not part of the records of the Blue Ribbon Committee. And ang plano ko po rito is to send these documents to the Ombudsman with the intention of allowing them to conduct motu proprio investigation. Kasi hindi na na-cover ng Blue Ribbon Committee hearing, but these are newly discovered documents, that would implicate some other personalities. So will it be okay if I send this to the Ombudsman?
The Ombudsman raised his thumbs up, Mr. President.
And I assure him it will be very interesting to him. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Senator
much,
Lacson.
Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. President.
Maraming
That's all.
salamat.
All right, before I recognize the majority leader, because we have opened not only the budget deliberations, but the bicameral conference committee that has been planned, and with our agreement with the president, everything is on live stream. Right now, we are on live stream. There are comments about some of the chairpersons, even yesterday and now. And let me speak for them, no? Now, just for the record, so that those who are watching us, the chairpersons of the different committees that are assigned to them, departments and offices that are assigned to them, at times their answers or replies take time, because they have studied the budget of the different departments and offices that they are sponsoring. You ask them anything about the budget, they will be able to answer. But when you start asking them about other things other than the budget, they will have to talk to the officials concerned. So they are here to defend the budget and their respective assignments. But as I said, when queries other than the budget are asked, that's where the delays emanate. Yun lang, at para po sa mga nanonood, baka akala mga senador natin hindi alam isasagot. Hindi naman kasi related sa budget. Kaya talagang madidelay sila ng pagsagot. Yan po ang gusto kong ilagay on record. All right, so now I recognize the majority leader.
Maraming salamat, Ginoong Pangulo.